Today, I'm going to talk about what a 169,000 subscriber YouTube channel makes in a single year. Now, this video always takes a long time, so I'm going to just jump right into it. This is my YouTube studio where I kind of keep track of all my analytics and also where I could see what kind of money the channel is pulling in. Let's go to the analytics page and we'll switch it to 2023. Today's date is December 28th, 2023. You're watching this right at the beginning of 2024. Happy New Year. So there's going to be a couple of days of data that's missing there, but this gives you a pretty close approximation. In total, I had 12.1 million views, 877,000 watch hours, 49.3 additional subscribers, and then the total estimated revenue of $54,630.64. Now, I don't normally take a look at this page. I don't keep track of how much revenue the channel is making on a kind of very detailed basis. I probably should. Basically, I spend most of my time here in the dashboard, making sure that videos aren't tanking or checking if any of the recent videos are doing a lot better than I would have expected. And to be honest, most of my time is spent here in the comments, responding to what you guys are saying. Let's take a look at some of the bigger yearly trends though, if we want to do that. From the top content in this period from 2023, the biggest videos that I had was the Tokyo Marathon video, which I got to go to Japan and run that race in early April this year, or I guess it was March of this year. That was a 453,000 view video. That might be one of my biggest, and certainly it's the biggest amount of views I've had in a single year. After that was the Nimbus 25, the ASICS Super Blast, and the Saucony Endorphin Elite. Those are the next three shoe review videos. This is a running shoe review video channel. The Nimbus 25 had 222,000 views, which is really hard to believe, although it was an earlier release, so it's had more time to collect views as it was released in February of 2023. Actually, a 2022 video is in this top list of most views that a single video would have brought in for me in 2023, and that's from the ASICS Super Blast. It was released in December 10th though, so it still was a pretty new shoe for most of 2023. That brought in 187,000 views, and then the Saucony Endorphin Elite, which won the title for best super shoe of the year for me, came in at 185,000 views, and that's another early in the year video from January of 2023. One that I kind of made as I was going to plan to start a series of videos along this line and then kind of never followed through is maybe one that I should revisit. I made it if I had to start over series of running videos in terms of like what kind of apparel would I want in the winter or in the summer, what kind of shoes would I want, and that video actually did very well. Another January of 2023 video that pulled in 185,000 views. So this is really nice. I normally don't see these kinds of numbers in a single year from a video. And so I think that's, the main thing that I'm noticing that feels different from previous years where I've done this same kind of video. One video that is from 2023 in the later parts of it that is on this kind of top 10 list is my video on the ASICS Nova Blast 4, which pulled in 166,000 views already. And that video is basically only about 2 months old. So that's boding well that the video is performing so highly. Other videos that did well were my Boston Marathon race video. I ran Boston about a month after I ran Tokyo, and that video pulled in 147,000 views. And also, to help round out the top 10 at number 9 is this video that you're watching now, but the one that I made last year. I released it January 2nd, 2023, and it's how much YouTube pays a 120,000 sub channel. That's how many subs I had at the end of 2022. Now let's take a look at contents in the shorts section. That's interesting because I'm hot and cold on shorts. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I refuse to post anything to shorts, but I've had 1.8 million views on shorts, 2.8 million shown in the feed, 71,000 likes, which feels like way more than I actually got. I feel like every time I post a short, it gets like 4 likes. And it's added 1.3 thousand subscribers. So it's a pretty decent growth engine there, although So whether it's worth it relative to the amount of work, I'm not exactly sure if that's true, but you could see for most of the years I wasn't posting any shorts at all, and then I've kind of started increasing doing more towards the end of the year. And the ones that are my top shorts for, let's see, we're still in all of 2023, is the one that I made about the Nike Pegasus 40 Custom that I just didn't love, the ASICS Magic Speed 3, my favorite daily trainer. And the interesting thing about this is that the top shorts are not the content that I'm making as shorts. So I make a lot of reels for Instagram, and frequently I'll just kind of cross post that as my YouTube short. But for a while, what I was doing is I was taking clips from the live stream that I do, the Kofuzi Run Club, and I was taking clips of that and putting that on the shorts as kind of a driver to help push people from the bigger Kofuzi channel over to the smaller Kofuzi Run Club, the live stream, the podcast channel. And 4 out of the top 5 of my best performing shorts for 2023 were those clips. The 5th one, What Does Kofuzi Do All Day? That was actually a paid ad that I did with Kodiak Cakes for their new granola bar. So it did 31,000 views, which is more views than I thought that it would do. So that's good to see. I'm glad that that worked. So then let's go to audience now and take a look at what's going on over there. We're still looking at all of 2023. Top geographies are US and the UK. Makes a lot of sense. Canada, Australia, all English speaking countries, and then Philippines. There's a big chunk of viewers coming over from Asia. It is very strongly male, 91.7% male, 8.2% female. Believe it or not, that's better than it's been in years past. I'd like to think that those numbers aren't quite so stark as they appear. Because I think sometimes a lot of viewers aren't logged in, or maybe are logged in under someone else's YouTube account. So it might not necessarily show the true breakdown, but I feel like it gives you a pretty solid idea of what the gender breakdown is for viewers. And in terms of age brackets, what makes sense for me, as I'm a middle-aged runner, that the viewers that watch me are middle-aged runners as well. The biggest group being 25 to 34 years. And then my age bracket, which I'm at the way top end of that now, is the 35 to 44-year-old age bracket, which is 28%. Drilling down on the revenue page, I think this will be interesting to see kind of like how the revenue breaks down month by month. And it kind of follows the main racing seasons that exist, at least for road marathoners. There are the spring marathon majors, and then there's the fall marathon majors. So like for me, getting from February till about April is going to be one like peak season for me. And then as we get to like September, October, November, that's where the other chunk of the biggest marathons are. And then after that, there is kind of a lingering effect of we're getting to end of year. People are doing holiday shopping. So as a shoe review channel, people are looking a lot more at those reviews as they're making some purchasing decisions. The highest amount of revenue came in November, which makes sense because I had the New York City Marathon in there. Also had views coming in from the Chicago Marathon. That was the month prior. And then I'm also getting ready for some stuff that's happening in December. And so that's always going to be a big month for me, November, and it was this year. March was when I ran the Tokyo Marathon, and then April was when I ran the Boston Marathon. So those are going to be really big events that a lot of people are interested in watching in the running community. And it makes sense that those are my highest revenue months. But there were some months where the revenue wasn't so high. So like July of this year, I had $3,200 coming in as revenue based on these statistics here. May was pretty similar. August also pretty similar. The way that this channel makes money is the watch paid ads are the vast majority of it, 94% of the revenue. Some people have YouTube Premium. Thanks to you guys that have that YouTube Premium, because I believe that the videos that YouTube Premium subscribers watch, they get more of a portion of those YouTube Premium subscription fees. So like you're voting much more directly with your watch time in terms of where revenue gets allocated. That was 5.6% of my yearly revenue. And then ads in the shorts feed were actually $113, which is $113 more than I thought I was making. from YouTube Shorts. And it's also about $113 more than I made from an entire year over at Instagram. And then the top earning content for the year, and I think this is probably a good time to end it with this one. This will be the last one. Makes a lot of sense that it's going to be the videos with the most views, but also that is going to depend a little bit on like the CPM, like how much each view brings in terms of revenue. And I think it also is gonna depend on watch time. That can also affect how much revenue each video brings in. So for example, the Tokyo Marathon, which was one of my top viewed videos of 2023, brought in the most revenue at $2,148. But a video that didn't make the top list did make the second most amount of revenue for me in the year, and that's the Runner's Weekend, the travel video that I made from when I went to Japan, and that made $1,434, and that's because that's like a 50-minute long video. It chronicles my entire trip while I was there, the people I was with, the places I visited, the food that I ate. I feel like a lot of people are very interested in going to Tokyo to run that race. It's a race that not a lot of people have run in comparison to the other world marathon majors, so there's a lot of curiosity there. And Japan is such a different foreign country compared to what people here in the US experience. I feel like there's a lot of interest from it that way. So people kind of stuck around for that video and gave it a lot of watch time, which then YouTube was able to throw a bunch of ads against. And then the rest of them are going to be some shoe videos like the Asics Super Blast video that I talked about, but also a lot of them are videos that I enjoy making a lot, that I think a lot of the core Kofuzi audience likes watching, but that don't always get the biggest amount of views. And so those are my Runner's Weekend, my travel series videos. My Boston Marathon travel video made $1,150. The Runner's Weekend when I was in France running in the trails over the summer, that brought in $947. So that's always good to see as well, because I'm frequently discouraged by the fact that those videos don't get more views because they're more expensive to make, they're more time consuming to edit. And those are the videos that I'm really trying to be able to get more brand support behind so I can do bigger and broader and more exciting adventures. So the views not being there is a little bit discouraging, but I consider it a product that I'm developing, and hopefully as I keep making them and get better at making them, the views will come. But at least in the meantime, it's encouraging to know that there is enough watch time there that at least from a YouTube revenue perspective, it's one of the higher revenue things that I can do. Not necessarily one of the most profitable, but most highest revenue things that I can do. And hopefully once the views follow, then it becomes more profitable, but we'll see how that goes. Runner's Weekend New York brought in $900, which, I mean, if you think about it, the amount of money that these videos are bringing in, the travel videos anyway, it sometimes doesn't even cover the cost of travel. But again, I consider it an investment in a product that I'm developing and iterating on and hopefully making better. Here's that starting over video that made $752. That was a video that I didn't have to buy anything for. I used a bunch of old footage and repurposed it and slapped it together rather haphazardly. I did write a script and put some effort into it, but YouTube always does that. It gives you these nice little surprises at the end of the year where some of the videos that you spend a ton of time and a lot of money to create do okay, and then some of the ones that you think are kind of almost filler videos end up doing really well. So that's a nice signal that people are looking for more of that beginner type of runner content, and hopefully I can, as a running shoe review channel, help people kind of figure some more beginner level stuff out. All right. I think that's gonna be a good place to leave it. Hopefully this video was nice and short. If you have any questions about any specific data point, all the data that I have here is an open book as far as I'm concerned. Ask me in the comments and I'll give you an answer to the best that I can. Or if you have a more detailed kind of strategy type of question or a growth question, the best place to do that would be either here in the comments, but better in the Kofuzi Run Club channel that I do. I'd love to talk to you guys in the chat, and I can kind of have a more immediate back and forth, and I can follow up with you better, and you can ask me questions back and forth and follow up as well. So that's probably a better place to have a conversation over on the Kafuzi Run Club channel. So that's gonna be it for me in 2023. Good luck to all you YouTubers out there in 2024. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs or making whatever videos you love to make, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?